Have you ever noticed how, after a certain age, anxiety seems to like nightfall? It arrives quietly, almost like an unexpected visitor knocking on the door just when you're ready to relax. And suddenly, your head is full of thoughts, your chest tightens, and sleep decides to play hide and seek. But what if I told you that a simple ritual, one of those well known to our mothers and grandmothers, could be the key to more peaceful nights? Yes, soup can do much more than warm your stomach. It can calm your mind. In this video, you'll discover how small changes in your diet and dinner ritual can completely transform your nights. We'll talk about ingredients that, in addition to being tasty, help to ward off anxiety. And what's more, you'll learn how to create moments of self-care that make all the difference when it's time to lay your head on the pillow. Get ready to discover practical recipes, golden tips, and, of course, the odd family secret. But why is this topic so important for those over 60? Because at this stage, the body changes, the routine slows down, but the mind doesn't always keep up with this rhythm. Nighttime anxiety is more common than it seems. And no, it's not just about worrying about bills or health. It's that whirlwind of thoughts when the lights go out, that restlessness that's hard to explain, even to those who have lived together for years. Just look at this data. More than 70% of adults over 60 report feeling symptoms of anxiety at least once a week. That's a lot of people sleeping badly because of an unwanted visitor. Think about it. How many nights have you lost, tossing and turning, even remembering the password for your old VCR? Now, take a deep breath. Imagine that preparing a soup is like putting together an old puzzle. Each ingredient, a little piece of memory, a drizzle of olive oil, the smell of childhood, a cut pumpkin, a memory of your grandmother's backyard, lentils bubbling, the promise of comfort in the pot. Just like in life, each detail of this ritual helps to rebuild calm, piece by piece. And who said changing habits has to be complicated? Sometimes, it all starts with a simple gesture, almost as easy as remembering the 8 p.m. soap operas. In the next section, I'll show you how to turn dinner into a real nighttime hug, the kind that warms you up inside and out. For many, the night arrives silently, but for others, it brings with it a restlessness that is difficult to explain. It's not just the dark or the silence. It's that sharp feeling, like something is out of place, even when everything seems in order. Marta, for example, has always been an active person, used to the comings and goings of work, children, and daily commitments. When he retired, he imagined that he would finally have time to rest, go to bed early, and enjoy a good book before closing his eyes. But it wasn't like that. In the first few weeks, he noticed that his head wouldn't turn off when the lights went out. The silence of the room, once so desired, now seemed like an invitation to a whirlwind of thoughts. Sitting on the edge of the bed, Marta felt her hands damp, her heart racing for no apparent reason, and a hint of sadness when she realized that she was no longer sleeping like before. As the months went by, the simple act of lying down became a cause for apprehension. The mattress, although soft, offered no comfort. The clock ticked, the hands turned, and sleep did not come. The next day dawned slowly, with heavy eyes and a head full of fog. Marta began to avoid sunset, trying to fill every minute with activities, as if she could escape that moment when anxiety took over. The once soothing scent of chamomile tea was now just a reminder that night would soon arrive. And it wasn't just the nights. Irritation and tiredness began to invade the mornings too. The impact was profound. Your energy vanished, your mood swung, and even the pleasure of the little things seemed distant. This nocturnal discomfort is more common than you might think. Recent studies show that around 60% of adults over the age of 60 report difficulty falling asleep at least 3 times a week. Impressive, isn't it? This shows that nighttime anxiety, contrary to what many people think, is not just a passing phase or a result of aging. It's called nocturnal hyperalertness, when the body and mind remain in a state of wakefulness, even without clear reasons. In other words, it is not enough to wish to sleep. It is necessary to help the body understand that the danger has passed and rest is safe. Have you ever found yourself mentally reviewing a to-do list at 2 in the morning? Or imagining conversations that never happened? It even seems funny to remember the nights when a glass of warm milk was enough to solve everything. What has changed? How can we restore that old feeling of comfort? Stay with me, because there are surprising and simpler paths than you might imagine. Have you ever heard that saying that nighttime anxiety after 60 is just lack of things to do? This belief is more common than it seems, but it couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is that the mind remains active and full of life, even in retirement. Studies show that nighttime anxiety is much more linked to biological and emotional factors than to the simple lack of tasks. For example, Marta, even with a routine full of hobbies, felt restless at night. The problem wasn't a lack of activities, but how her body and mind were processing the end of the day. Just as a good book doesn't lose its value when it's finished, our need for care remains alive, regardless of the pages turned in life. Many are surprised to discover that not talking about anxiety will solve the problem, as if ignoring it were effective. This is a dangerous myth. Silence may even give the impression of calm, but inside, the turmoil continues. An important technical term here is emotional regulation, which is nothing more than the ability to recognize and deal with difficult emotions. Imagine adjusting the flame on a stove. If you ignore the high heat, the soup boils over. If you learn to adjust, you find the right point. By talking about what you feel, as Ernesto does when talking to Lucia, you allow anxiety to find space to be understood and little by little calm down. This simple gesture can transform restless nights into moments of comfort and closeness. Contrary to what is generally thought, nighttime anxiety is not a sign of weakness or inability to age well. In fact, feeling anxious at times is a natural response of the body, a kind of alarm that calls for attention. Neuroplasticity, that is, the brain's ability to adapt and create new pathways, remains active even as the years go by. Think of it like a garden. With care, new shoots appear at any time. Lucia, when trying a different nighttime ritual, discovered that small changes bring big results. It's like changing the soup recipe for a new seasoning and suddenly feeling the aroma of calm spread through the house. Now, I want to invite you to share. How is your relationship with nights? Is there a habit or memory that helps you calm your heart? Tell us in the comments. Your experience may help someone else. And if you like this space, take the opportunity to subscribe and leave your like. That way, our community grows like a cauldron of warm stories. Let's breathe together, take a break, and prepare the ground to talk about practical and simple solutions that can transform your sleep. After all, who said that only children deserve a bedtime story? Now, what if you tried to transform your bedroom into a true refuge, adjusting small details to promote relaxation? A simple and powerful solution is the famous sleep hygiene. This means creating an environment that is conducive to rest, dim lighting, a pleasant temperature, and, if possible, putting electronic devices away at least half an hour before going to bed. In practice, try replacing the television with an amber-lit lamp, and while the silence prevails, Listen to a soft song or sounds of nature. It could even be the sound of rain, which many people find comforting. The benefits appear right from the first few nights. The mind slows down, the body understands that it is time to rest, and anxiety decreases. For those who like practicality, one tip is to program your cell phone to automatically activate night mode at 8 p.m. This reduces exposure to blue light, which tends to disrupt sleep for people of all ages, but especially for those over 60. During breakfast, many have discovered that conscious breathing is a powerful ally. Contrary to what you might think, you don't need to become a meditation master. Just sit comfortably, close your eyes for a minute, and inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Then exhale through your mouth, counting to 6. Do 3 repetitions when you wake up or before going to bed. This exercise, called diaphragmatic breathing, helps regulate your heart rate and sends a calming signal to your brain. The direct and observable effect? Less muscle tension, a feeling of tranquility, and, get this, the gradual return of confidence that peaceful nights are still possible. One suggestion is to put a reminder near your toothbrush so it's easy to remember to practice. And for those who enjoy comforting rituals, there's nothing like a mini recipe for chamomile tea with apple. Boil 250 ml of water, add a tablespoon of dried chamomile flowers, and 3 thin slices of apple. Steep for 5 minutes, strain, and serve hot. The aroma of the apple mixes with the softness of the chamomile, creating an irresistible invitation to relax. By the way, have you tried any of these ideas? Share in the comments and inspire others to try them too. That's how Pedro, accustomed to restless nights and cold hands, decided to try diaphragmatic breathing. At first, he felt a little skeptical, but soon he noticed his chest relaxing and, for the first time in weeks, he fell asleep with a slight smile on his face. The analogy of walking continues. With each step, new paths open up, and even stumbles turn into laughter. After all, adapting to new habits after 60 is like learning to dance. The fun lies precisely in the small, improvised steps. For those who feel that their nights are still challenging, there are other practical solutions that can be incorporated into their routine without any complications. One of them is a sleep diary. Before going to bed, take a few minutes to write down random thoughts, small gratitudes from the day, and even worries that insist on going through your head. This simple practice helps to get off your chest what could be disturbing your tranquility, freeing up mental space for rest. Another charming alternative is the use of aromatherapy. A sachet of lavender under the pillow or a few drops of essential oil in the diffuser can transform the bedroom into a cozy environment, evoking memories of gardens and lazy afternoons of the past. Now, for those who prefer a concrete recipe, try the lemongrass infusion with a touch of lemon zest. Boil a cup of water, add 2 fresh lemongrass leaves, and a pinch of lemon zest. Let it infuse for 5 minutes. Strain and drink slowly, feeling the citrus aroma calm your senses. This ritual, in addition to its natural relaxing effect, is reminiscent of those nights when grandmothers would prepare special teas to calm restless grandchildren. And who hasn't slept better after a cuddle like that? Returning to the story, Pedro, who previously doubted the effectiveness of these methods, adopted both the sleep diary and the lemon balm tea. In a short time, he noticed that he woke up more energetic, with fewer startles during the night. One morning, while preparing bread with butter, he realized that he was humming, something he hadn't done in months. This simple detail brought back a forgotten joy, as if each dawn were a reunion with oneself. Naturally, obstacles appear. There are nights when anxiety persists or sleep seems distant. In these moments, it's worth remembering that patience, is also self-care. If one strategy doesn't work right away, try another, combine solutions, and allow yourself to seek professional support if necessary. After all, taking care of your mental health is a sign of accumulated wisdom. And who doesn't remember the old motherly charms, like counting sheep or blowing your worries out the window? With a smile, we rescue these teachings and mix them with current knowledge, creating a rich repertoire for more peaceful nights. The benefits of these practices are reflected not only in sleep, but also in disposition, mood, and even in relationships. For example, a good night's sleep allowed Ernesto to surprise Lucia with a special breakfast, laughing together about the little kitchen blunders. Now, how about a challenge? During this week, choose at least 2 of these practices and record how you feel. Share your experiences in the comments, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and send this video to someone you love. Soon, we will have new content to continue this journey of well-being. Take a deep breath, feel the comfort of your own story, and remember, each night is a blank page. Write light dreams on it and wake up refreshed.